Awesome. Welcome, guys. Happy Monday, and welcome to another episode of Realtor Hacks, Tips, and Tricks. We are your podcast for all things helping you in your real estate business to become more efficient and just really giving you all the tips to learn everything quicker. So, because there's always more to learn, it's always an ever growing, education being in real estate. So, we are
Yes.
your guides here. My name is Hallie McCrory. I am a realtor and team lead of Empower Real Estate Group expansion team with eXp Realty. And I'm here in San Angelo, Texas right now. Also work part-time in Dallas, Texas, known for selling 100 homes a year in a small town. Uh, I'm a host for American Dream TV and then also a coach for Tarek El Moussa's team. And I've got my lovely co-host over here, Casey Stiers, downtown guru, and also team lead of her team, CB Stiers Realty. She really works all of North Carolina, though, really like beaches and mountains. And
Like a North Carolina guru, born and raised.
yes, exactly. Also, an American Dream TV host as well for the Raleigh area and big in the Tarek El Moussa team too. And then today we've got one of our new friends on, Sarah Hilton, out of
Yes.
Charlotte, North Carolina. She owns the Lead Suite and focuses on marketing, social media marketing, and Facebook ads for real estate agents. Is it real estate specific or all types of businesses?
Mostly real estate,
Mostly real estate. Okay.
98%.
98. Well, yeah. So we'll talk a little bit about that. So I guess give us a little bit of your background. What got you into like the real estate world and marketing and focusing on this?
Right. So way before real estate, I worked for the same company since I was 19 years old. Just kind of, I think I told you this, but before social media existed, maybe MySpace was around. But I kind of worked managing their websites, and then that grew over the years into managing their social media. So we grew those accounts to over 14 million people. And I really loved that. But I kind of hit a ceiling there, couldn't go any further. And then that company was going to move to Philadelphia specifically. And I live out in Charlotte, North Carolina, so I'm not going to trade in that weather.
Yep.
I left New York for a reason. So then I kind of needed to rediscover what I was going to do. And the problem with staying in one company so long is it's hard to prove what your job kind of becomes like skewed. So, and I wanted the flexibility. So I was like, I know I'll become a licensed real estate agent. I can be flexible. I love people.
Yes.
So I started doing that back in 2018. Well, yeah, late 2018. And I did that for a while. I liked it. I liked being out and about and dealing with people, but over time, I noticed that I am a little bit of a people pleaser. I like when everyone gets along, and in this industry, you kind of gotta go at it with people once in a while. And I just didn't. I just didn't like it. But one thing
Yeah.
that I learned throughout that was that when I became in real estate, I remember everyone told me, and I hate to say old school tactics, but it was just the run of the mill that you hear, like make your list of 100 contacts, do your cold calls, do this, do that, go door knocking. And I was not cool with any of that.
Same.
Like, do not knock on my door and I will knock on yours.
Knock on
So
my door. Isn't that a song?
Yeah. Also, don't knock on people's doors in Texas. They'll pull guns on you.
right. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I mean, yeah, like New York, we don't knock on each other's door. We could live in the same building with someone for 20 years and we won't even say hi to them. So it's so bizarre to me. And I was like, nah, that's just not what I wanted to do. So I wasn't doing really well. So I was like, let me I started doing this Facebook show. Again, this was before kind of TikTok and Reels came up, but I went on Facebook and I did real estate coffee talk, but I spelled it CAWFEE because New Yorkers or New Jersey, they always resonate with that. So
Yeah.
it was hyper specific to that audience, but it did really well. And I went from having maybe I think 3 deals the whole year before to having like 3 the next month. Like it really resonated fast and people were sharing it. So that then I realized like I don't really like real estate, but I really loved the marketing side of it, and I was always giving people tips and tricks. So that's and then with COVID, all my kids got sent home, and it was hard for me to juggle everything. So I was like, I'm just gonna do what I can control from home with the marketing, and
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it so much more.
Yes, that's amazing. And it's like I think that's amazing how you figured that out. Like
Yeah.
people are so caught up, and especially like, I mean, this is kind of going off tangent, but it's like, talking to my little cousin who's in college, and it's just everyone feels like they need to have their life figured out right then because they feel like other people do. And that's not necessarily the case. And you can't figure out what you're good at and what you like until you just try something, even if it doesn't work out. I mean, look, you would have never known that you liked real estate specific marketing.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have been in those circles either. Like because I was already in all the realtor Facebook groups and I understood transactions and the business.
Yes.
I don't think I could have just started it and been like, I know I'm going to serve real estate agents. So
yeah,
it all kind of made sense. But
I realized a differentiator.
Right. And I realized about like my personality that I like being a little bit more on the back end where I could like help people win rather than be the one that's doing, that's a win for me, should I say. So I'm way happier.
Yes. Aw, well, good. So now tell us a little bit more about the lead suite. Like what can you give us more specifics on what you're offering and what you're like working with people on?
Right. So it's a marketing company. I work mostly with I would say like team leaders, like that level of business and above. So for most of the clients I have, they are people that they're the opposite of me. They really love the business of real estate. They love the transactional part and the sales and all that, but they hate the marketing aspect. So I know you actually enjoy some of the marketing.
Yeah.
Most of the people I have, they're like, I listed this house. Here's the MLS number. Can you just do whatever you do? Right.
Yeah.
So, and I love that because it's a really great partnership on that end. So I do a lot of social media marketing, and then like email marketing is a big component of it.
Yeah.
Some of them do Facebook ads. Over time, I have pulled back from that a little bit because Facebook ads are the long game. And a lot of people, it's a hard sell to get them. You have to put a significant budget into Facebook ads. And so it's a little bit of a hard sell to get people to kind of keep investing this money.
Yeah.
And waiting 6 months for a payout. And so it got a little bit frustrating. For the right agents, it works really well.
Yeah.
But most people want the social media and then like some social media coaching. So people that like really just want to cheerleader, like, how do I get on video? What do I say? What do I do? How do I post them? That kind of thing. So that's pretty much where I've been focused the last year or two.
Okay, awesome. So a little bit of like strategy there, but then also like making posts for people.
Right. Yes. Like I tell people it's the good clients when we talk about whether we should work together, I tell them like it's a team effort. If you are just going to throw a post at me and we're going to have like 3 home updates you should make this fall, that's really not going to do anything for them. So I'm honest with them, like, hey, those kind of posts, they don't do anything if there's not some personality driven content behind it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, anytime you are out at a listing, take a video. I'll make it pretty for you. I'll put in the reel. I'll match it to the music. But get on stories, interact with people, because that's really where it starts doing well.
Okay. Got it. Okay. So can you talk to us a little bit more? I'm very interested. I feel like email is making a big comeback. Or maybe it never went away. I feel like maybe people are talking about it more.
Right. Yeah. I think, I don't know if it went away, but compared to like the small business world, I think it's vastly underutilized in real estate.
Yeah.
People get comfortable with social media, and maybe their CRMs or whatever their CRM does for it. But most agents are just basically, they're just posting stuff on Facebook.
Yeah.
But email marketing, I love because it's a very intimate relationship that you build with the other side of that computer. Like they're getting into someone's email inbox is a privilege. The bigger thing is that when it comes to the social media channels, you don't really own that content. So I had a friend that had built her page up to 100,000 people, her Instagram account, and out of nowhere, someone just hacked it. She lost it all. And, then you have to start from scratch. So if you think from a real estate perspective, if all your entire sphere of influence is on your Facebook and your Instagram, and you're depending on that to continue to drive your leads, what would happen if somehow your account got hacked, or, that can happen.
Yeah.
The hackers are pretty smart now. So what would happen if that vanished? You need to have a way to get in touch with your people outside of social media.
Yeah.
So I think it's really important. It also helps people get further into your funnel. So if you get someone in a Facebook group, if you get someone on your Instagram that's interested, getting them onto your email list and having like some kind of communication with them is I think really important in that kind of nurturing.
Yeah. So you kind of help build out those like campaigns.
Right. Yeah. Kind of like the email sequences. So let's say if someone's going to do an open house, I can build out the sequence. So as soon as they just give me the email list, we upload it, everyone is segmented, and now they're getting automatic emails. So that takes away, helps automate the agent's life. When they're leaving that open house, they're not like, oh, here's this list. I need to call A, B, and C. They can call, of course, but they're already getting this email and hopefully embedded with video, which kind of makes it that much stronger. But so it's working for them. So after the open house on Sunday, they could go home and watch football. And these emails are working for them behind the scenes.
Yeah. Yeah. Love that.
Right.
And that's, I guess maybe it was like I started hearing more about it too when, like, I guess when we were having the shift and everyone was like, get back to the basics. Like but it's like you said, and there's just so much hacking going on. That's something I picked up from Mike Sherrard. I don't know if you follow him. But he was like, I'm seeing too many people. But what about, like, I know, like I pay for the Meta stuff to have like Meta verified.
Yes, so do I. Which is worth every penny. You can get them on chat support. Here's the thing though, if your account gets hacked, Meta verified, that chat support is only available inside the app. So if you can't log in, you can't chat with them.
That's why I got it.
Yes. So what I would do is make sure it's connected in your Meta. First of all, always stay signed in on your desktop, right?
Okay.
Also, from your Meta Business Suite, make sure you are signed in there because you may have more access to like customer service from there.
Yeah.
I literally went through this last night. So someone sent me a message and it went into my filtered messages. And then it was like, oh, it was something with marketing related. Dumb me. There was also a picture. I don't know why I decided to open it. Normally I'm very street smart with that, but I opened it and it was just like a flashing picture. And I was like, this is weird. So I immediately got on my Meta support. I was like, hey, is that like a new hacking mechanism? And she was like, well, just delete them. And if we were you, we would reset the password. Let me tell you, resetting the password from the Instagram app is a nightmare. I have two-factor authentication set up, and it was like sending me the code. I was putting in the code, and it was telling me it can't read the code.
You're like, hello, come on.
Yes. And I was like panicking, right? Because I mean, my account is a huge, I have like 6,000 followers, but it took a long time.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my gosh, I can't get in. And then I realized I have no way to access Meta support. But luckily I was signed in on my business manager on my computer, and I was signed in my Instagram. So I was able, if you ever need to reset your Instagram password, always do it from your browser, your phone.
Okay.
And I know we're going off on a tangent, but do make sure you have two-factor authentication set up.
Yeah.
It's huge in preventing like hackers and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to make you feel better right now.
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
Tell a blonde story. Out here for the world to hear. So I was on my computer one night when I first got into real estate, and I get a call and they're like, you've been hacked. We need to get into your computer. My dumb self gives them everything they need so they can go into my computer. And everything's going great, and I can't move anything because they've taken over my computer because I gave them everything.
Oh my God.
Then they start asking me for money, and I was like, "Oh, this doesn't sound
Right.
Hold on. So I text my friend Lynn, who's an IT guru, and I was like, "Hey, Lynn," and he goes, "Don't touch anything. Shut everything off. Unplug your other computers. I'll be right there." He lived like
Oh my God.
comes in. He had to crash all my tablet, my other computer, and the new one, the one I was
That,
Oh, thank God you had a friend like that.
thank God. Yeah.
But he gives people this information willingly. I said, I thought they were there to help me. He goes, people don't call to help you, Casey.
You know, like it's weird because you would think you would never be the one to fall for it, but they come up with like smarter and smarter and smarter ways to do this stuff.
Well,
And
Geeks
it can happen to anyone.
I called them the other day thinking that I have this, they were going to take $396 from me. And I was like, no, absolutely not. This sounds like a scam. I'm not going to give you a code. Like, you're giving me a code to lock. Nope, not doing this one again.
Not happening.
Help you. And he hung up. And I was like, well, that was a scam. I Googled it. So.
Now you learn. It's a hard lesson, but yeah, I mean, can you imagine?
If I didn't have that friend, they would have just had a field day.
Yeah. Oh, that makes me. It makes
that
me.
was before you really kept your cards and stuff stored in your system. That's why they would obviously.
Yeah, then they had to like ask you for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
thank God that it wasn't worse though.
Yeah.
I just walked them through my computer. I was like,
yeah.
Because it's almost like if you think from a real estate perspective, this is crazy to think, but it's almost like you'd almost rather them steal $350 from you than to steal, 5,000 of your Facebook sphere of influence. Like,
literally,
how do you get all that back? That's why getting them off. And I know technically, when you're on one of these email provider, you don't technically own it, right? But at any point, you're able to download all your data. So you can download everyone on your list. You have them. And I just do it every month, like just to keep up. Because I'm like, worst thing that can happen is I lose the last month's worth of people.
Yeah.
But yeah,
interesting.
Is really important. Yes.
I was looking at your website. It looks really gorgeous.
Yeah, it's very cute.
I need to update it.
Do you build websites?
Bothering me. No, I did that one, but it's a Squarespace template. So it's just me like installing it.
It looks so pretty.
Yeah, I like the pink too.
I know, it makes me happy when I look at it. It's really chic.
No.
So, Sarah, tell us a little bit more about like what you help people with on the social media front too. Like, so, like you said, helping them make posts and stuff. But it sounds like there's more strategy to it. Can you talk a little bit more on that?
Yeah. So specifically, I would say the work I do for people is I'll like create reels that are like the faceless reels. So, like B-roll, basically I have my own library of B-roll, but I have them send me B-roll of like houses are in, they just text it to me as we go.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So I just create like that faceless type of reel. And then there is some like static content. Most of it is focused around like my content pillars would be educate, entertain, and inspire. That's kind of how I plan the content. And not every client of mine is, in fact, most of them are not good with getting themselves on video. But lately, the past 6 months, I think they're getting sick of me, but I've been pushing, you gotta get your face on video. We got to get your face on video because I noticed even when I was going heavy on video, even on reels, for my own real estate business, I got a lot of followers through like the funny type of video and that kind of stuff. But I got conversions through those educational type content.
Yes.
And that's how you build trust, like telling them, hey, maybe it's not a good time for you to buy a house. Interest rates do suck, or for sale by owner. Yeah, you can sell your house by owner. Here, let's look at the pros and cons of doing that and being willing to confront the things that most agents are not willing to confront. Really helps build trust. I also do I do a ton of classes, specifically in Charlotte, like live classes, but I do some online where I teach them like how to use search data to create their content, right? So there's no need to come up with ideas of what you think people might want to know. If you use websites like answerthepublic.com, keywords anywhere, keywords everywhere. You can look up, hey, how are people searching for things when it comes to real estate? So for
Okay.
example, if you put in buying a house in Charlotte, it'll give you the other searches. So it'll say buying your house with cash, first time home buyer, like the ways people are searching. And then just with that list, you're like, all right, here are 5 videos I can make now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that kind of like Google Trends?
Similar, yeah, it's similar. Like they're all
Okay.
kind of feeding from search data. The one I like best is Answer the Public. I mean, you can go in and do up to 3 searches for free. It may be me, like the girl in me. I like the way it presents you the data. It's like in
Yes.
a little circle, and
Yeah.
and it gives you all different like prepositions of how they're searching and the long tail keywords, like, but it just gives you ideas. So I'm like, hey, you don't have to see, there's no reason if someone doesn't have a full-time social media manager or a contracted social media manager, there's no reason that they should be sitting there banging their head against the wall thinking about what to talk about, because we have so much data like at our fingertips, and most agents don't use it. It's wild to me, but I'm like, hey, this is easy. They want to know how to sell their house with cash. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Love it.
So
Yeah. Well, and especially with like ChatGPT, you could even get like kind of think about topics from there and even get more nitty gritty pulling from ChatGPT.
yes, let me tell you, ChatGPT is the goat.
Yes.
So you can even ask, I mean, so ChatGPT, if you have the keywords, I don't want to get too techy and throw people off, but it's actually really easy. If you get the keywords everywhere browser extension, it automatic, which is free and it takes less than a minute. It integrates really nice with ChatGPT, and then so it could pull that search data right from ChatGPT. It also creates templates. So literally in ChatGPT, there's an area for templates, and it has a specific category for realtors. So you choose realtors and like the actions you want to take and who the client is, and it can build out communication, social media content, all that, just based on the real estate industry.
Dang. I didn't know that. Wow. That's a good little hack right there.
Yes, keywords everywhere. Yeah, it's really easy. You could just be like,
everywhere. Okay.
yes.
And then Answer the Public was the other one.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
The keywords everywhere is the only one that integrates with ChatGPT, and their data is very similar.
Okay.
So once it's in there, you can ask ChatGPT, like, hey, what are the top, like, for example, Charlotte, and I'm sure Raleigh too, and I know Texas, but this is a big city people are relocating to. We're attracting a lot of, so you can go in there and say, hey, when people are thinking of moving to Charlotte, North Carolina, what are 10 of the most popular searches or the 10 of the most popular ways that they're searching for information on that? And it'll pop up some like best neighborhoods. What are the best neighborhoods? Where are the best schools and all that? And that's like a great video series you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm writing that down. It's kind of like, so we've had Levi Lassick on here. He's started one of the guys that started the Living in Dallas, Texas team. And they're all about YouTube. So they kind of do this same strategy. Yeah. But with YouTube specifically, and they came up with, I guess, for Dallas specifically, Living in Dallas was the most searched thing. So they just made that their whole brand.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And some people, it's counterintuitive sometimes. And when I see like newer agents or even people that really don't know so much how marketing works, they will be like, oh, I'm going to start a group, and I'm going to start my Facebook page, and it's going to be like Queen City Boss Realtor or something, like no one's ever going to find you. First of all, the only people who ever know about Charlotte being called Queen City are people that live here. Like that's a very hyper local name.
Yeah.
So you almost have to put yourself in the position of a consumer when you're creating content. Be like, how would I search? Because search data kind of is what runs everything, even on more and more so on Instagram.
Yeah.
Where keywords are really important there. So it's not worth it being like, I don't know, getting too specific and cutesy. You almost have to like, how are people searching?
Yeah.
They're thinking of moving here. They're thinking of buying, and get yourself up into that top of that search.
Yeah. Like it's almost like working it backwards.
Right. Yes. You're like reverse engineering the whole process. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, cool. So helping people with that. And then another thing that you mentioned was like the B-roll, like making kind of videos like that. We were talking earlier about how a lot of people on social media are making it's like 6 to 7 minute or 6 to 7 second videos of like you typing on the computers or like driving or something, and then it's like the hook in the caption or
Right.
in like in a little caption on the video, and then like explaining everything in your actual captions.
Yeah, that's
Um,
like a new thing. That's because the algorithm, like, it gives you a little boost when someone watches your video and then they click to read more. So people are kind of
yeah,
using that to their advantage. B-roll is, I mean, you would think it's so crazy how fast Instagram and of course TikTok, but I don't do much work on TikTok, but how fast Instagram has changed over the last year. Like it went from a very like dancing or comic type stuff to now everything is kind of like that B-roll, and it's the most random. It's so crazy to think, but people just sitting on their sofa, that video will do excellent, right? Or
yeah.
I client, I think I told you this, but we did a bunch of videos. The best, she was a new home agent. The best performing one was her chopping pillows at her model home, like fixing them up. And it was like some text over it, but it was just like behind the scenes of like a new home agent as she's chopping some pillows.
Yeah, I love it.
Just watch it all day. And you just have to remember, like, we live in a very voyeuristic society. People love, even when you see what's doing well on TikTok outside of real estate,
Yeah.
it's like these get ready with me type videos, or that I forgot what that would have to ask my teenagers, but it's like the one where they put microphones on everything. It's like
ASMR.
well, ASMR.
Yes.
And it's like this girl, like she's like putting ice in her thing and moving stuff around, and everything is like a strong sound. And even me, I'm like, you don't notice that you're just watching this
I know. I'm like,
for a
it's
minute.
so satisfying.
Yeah, when they like organize their kitchen, it's the most random stuff that gets you watching.
Yes. I know. Why is that like everybody's doing the thing too where they talk about whatever they're talking about, but it's like while they're doing their makeup. I'm like,
Yes.
why
Yeah.
do I like watching this so much?
Why, I know, what is it? I mean, I read so many books on like behavioral psychology and how that influences marketing, but I haven't quite found the answer for that. But I do it too. And I read somewhere, and I don't at me if I'm wrong, but I read somewhere that like those get ready with me videos, they're like the top performing ones on TikTok, like consistently. And they'll talk about any topic whatsoever. And it's all this girl with like no makeup, and she has the headband, and then
Yeah.
and I think that there's something, because these like delayed watch tactics are doing really well. So like with some of my clients, ours will be like B-roll. It'll have some text, and then we'll either say more in caption, or for example, I did one for a client recently that was like the market update for that month, right? But it just says on there like South End market update for the last week, and it's the footage is like the highway in Charlotte.
Yeah.
And then when the beat drops, that drops the information. But people, they just can't help but watch, I should say, for what's going to come. And once someone watches past like 2 or 3 seconds, you got them.
Yeah.
And it's really good for your algorithm. So those ones, I don't have the nerve to do the get ready with me ones. But if you can employ content like that, people will just stay watching, 1 or 2 minutes. It's nuts. So
Damn. Like that gives me so much to think about because I feel like you could really yeah.
yeah, you almost people
GRWM.
yes,
Or what?
you
WE?
yes, or for real estate agents, like I've told them this too. I think everyone gets so concerned, like, oh my gosh, I have to, do my makeup, I have to have my clothes right, and I got to sit at a desk and talk. And I'm like, listen, our jobs aren't that interesting to us because we do them every day, right? But for someone outside of real estate, what anyone does, like I watch people who are chefs or who work at. I watched this young girl on on TikTok, that she works and then goes to Disney like almost every night, and I'm over there like just watching everything she does because I love Disney. But people will watch the things that you think are the most mundane. So
Yeah.
videos that I've seen doing really well, like people packing and prepping their client gifts, like before closing. You just put your camera there and you just start packing your little gift together, and that's it. And it's just your only text needs to be POV, creating a gift for my closing tomorrow. Or, you know, like you said, being on the computer up late at night, whatever you're doing, those mundane parts of real estate, people really love it. And once you get into the mindset of let me capture this on video, you're going to have a huge content bank, because we have the luxury of doing something new every single day.
Yes.
Whereas a banker, you know, how interesting is their behind the scenes going to be? They're going to be at the same desk every day, looking at the same graphs every day. Whereas you, one day you're in a luxury house, the next day you're in a crack house. Like, I mean, everything, everything is like so different. Or this day you're at a closing, this day you're at an inspection. I mean, so if you can create a couple of videos a day, now you have this huge content bank of videos. So when you don't feel like getting on video or being very creative, now you have this there, and
Yeah.
people love it.
I just took a video of me like on the podcast. So I'm like, I'll use that later.
Behind the scenes, yes.
Content bank.
It was like the one I sent Hallie earlier of us on here, and Rocky was like chilling in the background. I just followed you too. So.
Yawning.
This one.
Oh my gosh.
He's like,
so cute.
Recording podcast be
like I'm really interested as you start like employing some more of those. I'm really track your data, right? Because you're gonna learn so much just from that. My
listening him now with us and ours.
Oh my gosh, I want him.
Night.
He has slept all day, so he's gonna feel real good.
And then he just went for that walk. He's worn out. Yeah, but people love that kind of stuff. They really do. So, and it also personalizes you, because, you know, this is a people business, right? So I think a lot of times when people are like, just listed, just sold, I mean, those are great, right? They're social proof, but in reality, nobody cares when they're not in the real estate world or when they're not actively looking.
Yeah.
But if you I have one of my clients that we do post her just listed, just sold, but she has so much content that's like about her community and about her and all that, that when it's wild actually. When she has a closing, we're like, help us celebrate this person just closed. And all these comments would be like, congratulations, they don't know these people, but they're like happy for her. And so it comes across, and you can only do that when you're building like a personal relationship online.
Yeah. So like, I guess, so we talked a little bit about the Facebook ads, and social media and more like modern marketing. What are other like tactics that you like to, help your clients and or real estate agents like for lead generation?
So as far as lead generation, I kind of like am more hyper focused on Facebook, Instagram, just because I feel like, you know, I can know those really well. But lately I've been pushing automations. Like we need to employ automation. So ChatGPT, ManyChat is a really good one. So whether you're running ads or you are just kind of having a large influx of leads, having ManyChat, have conversations with these leads as they're coming in is really great. So I don't know if you've seen on Instagram, but if you'll put, there's an Instagram channel called Broadmoor House. I hate her because everything she posts, I want to buy, because it's like pretty house stuff. And I'm like, you're killing me. But she'll post like, let's say a picture of her kitchen, and she'll say comment lamp to get a link to where you can buy these.
Yes. Okay.
So that's run through ManyChat. It's just a simple automation. They comment lamp. That link is sent directly to them. So if you have, let's say, like a down payment assistance program or a first-time home buyer, you know, whatever you're running, and you say, hey, comment DPA, and I'll send you all the information. You just set that up one time. And now when you're out and about with your clients or building your team, as these things come in, you don't have to worry about getting back to them 6 hours later. Right?
Yeah.
And you know, somehow they all come in at like 2:00 in the morning. So
right.
It's like working for you. If you're running paid ads, like on Facebook, you can set up ManyChat to do like lead qualification, so they can come to your chat through an ad, and now the chat will qualify them. So say, hey, how many bedrooms are you looking for? How many bathrooms? What part of town would you like to be in? And so by the time that lead gets delivered to you, they've been handled kind of. It'll say, great, we'll put you in touch with one of our agents. They'll be in touch with you first thing in the morning or soon, or whatever you want to put in there. Because just from running Facebook ads, I noticed, again, like a large majority of those come in after, I mean, I know we work crazy hours, but they come in well past waking hours. They're usually very so it's frustrating because that speed to lead component gets lost, because you're getting your day started 6 hours after you've gotten that lead in.
Right.
So ManyChat is really powerful with that. And now with AI kind of built in, it works even better.
So, okay. So I guess I was thinking maybe ManyChat was for people who like have more followers and get inundated with messages. But even if you aren't, it's still satisfying that need for speed to get the lead.
Yeah, it just depends on what does your business look like, right? I mean, I think we very much tend to get, I know, speaking for myself, you get shiny object syndrome, right? So you're like, oh, ManyChat, oh, ChatGPT Pro, you want all these things, but know your business and what you need. So if you have 200 followers on Instagram, if a lead comes in, you can probably get to them within the hour or so. So there's no need to spend $15 a month to have all these fancy things set up. But yeah, if you do have a big following, or have videos that do exceptionally well, building in something like that is really helpful. You can also, not specifically with ManyChat, but Zapier, which is
I've been hearing so much about this.
I love Zapier.
Tell us a little bit about this.
How do you spell that?
Zapier.
Zapier.
Yeah. And you use the terminology like, oh, it zaps from here to there. So what it does is it's basically a communication tool that works between systems. So for example, if you set up a Zap from your Facebook ads to your CRM, when this lead comes in, it'll because the Facebook ads, like inside, it's a frustrating platform to work with. So you can have it when they come into your Facebook ads, you can have them zap to your CRM. And then if you already have a kind of like a funnel built up or a sequence, then they're automatically on that. Or I have clients where when people get into their KV core, they have that person automatically zap to their email marketing system. So that way they're getting their weekly newsletters.
Okay.
Through their email marketing because they're prettier. You can even have it with ChatGPT. You can have it. So for agents who are getting a lot of interaction on like Google Business, you can have Zap integrated with ChatGPT. I know I'm going off on a tangent.
No, this is really good.
You can have ChatGPT basically automate like responses when people are like leaving reviews or asking questions, and it can just say, hey, thanks so much for leaving us a review. We really appreciate it. Just these little small things. And a lot of Zaps are free. There are some premium Zaps, like Facebook ads is a premium Zap, but I think you can set up 3 or 4 Zaps for free. So look at like the places you need automation the most in your business.
Yeah.
And then set that up. That's where I would tell people like, hey, look at what are the most frustrating things for you, or the little tasks that fall through the cracks. Automate those as much as you can. That way you're not worried about it. It's just working for you.
Yeah. Because I've just been basically having like my operations manager, she does a million things for me, but that's like I'll send someone an email to her and just screenshot and be like, hey, can you add this to my, like if I could just have that already done.
Right. Yeah. Or it could be a thing where she might add them to your CRM, but now Zapier is adding them to all your other things.
Right. Yeah.
So that's kind of the
And
nice
this is an app, you said?
It's a web-based like program.
Software.
Yeah. You don't have to download anything. Everything is run through the
Zapier.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I know. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna do some digging tonight.
Triggers, and it's really fun. Mm-hmm.
She said it's really fun. You're really fun, and mine may not add up.
Oh my gosh. I just think it's so amazing like how I can't imagine doing real estate 30 years ago without all this stuff like
I
real estate
know, right?
because for you to hustle like that, I'm like there's no reason you can't be successful now. There's so many things, so many tools you can use
Yeah.
to grow your business, get your business, everything. It's
Yeah.
just people, they don't I'm not saying this in a like they're lazy, but they get so for example with video, they get overwhelmed. The biggest thing I hear all the time is I look old or I don't like my hair. I have wrinkles on my forehead. And I always tell people nobody cares. I get self-conscious going on video too. I don't like my teeth. But if you look at it from two perspectives, like, hey, first of all, this could be helping someone, right? And we're
Yes.
kind of this, right? So that it makes you want to do it a little bit more. But also like, hey, average price point in where I'm at in Concord is probably like close to 500 now. So if that video is the one that gets you that 3% commission, $15,000, like, are you really going to care about the wrinkles in your eyebrow or forehead?
Exactly.
Only you are noticing.
You notice because again, going back to like your consumer habits, all these people like TikTok, I don't post ever, but I'm a big TikTok like consumer. So I'll just be, and I think of all these people that I've watched these videos, I've never thought about, wrinkles. I've never thought about their hair. Like you're looking for what they're giving you. Right.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I think people really get caught up in having the perfect video and you really just learn the most by just doing it.
Yeah, truly. I'm with you on that.
Crazy.
Okay, so I just put a little ticker at the bottom with your name and your website. Where can people connect with you? Or like find your services and start working with you?
So the best place to connect is probably Instagram, and the Instagram is just the Lead Suite. That's probably the best place. I also have a free Facebook group called Modern Marketing for Real Estate Agents. That's a pretty big group of training. And then of course you can go to my website if you want to actually work together. And do
awesome.
just look around, whatever you want. My Instagram gives a lot of like tips for you to use. So there's a ton of videos on what you can use in real estate. And
awesome. Yes, more tips.
Yes,
tips and tricks. Love it.
Exactly. But not about selling homes because I'll cry. This person hates me.
No, it's all good. All good. Well, good. Yeah. Well, we're wrapping up the end of the podcast. Are there any other last minute hacks, tips, or tricks that you want to share with our audience?
No, I think my biggest hack would be
join your Facebook group.
Yeah. Well, whatever you're scared of, just do it. Take imperfect action. You're gonna learn so much just by doing it.
Scared.
Do it scared. Yes.
Scared. Yeah. It's that quote. It says everything good is on the other side of fear.
Yeah.
And that's so true. So,
yeah. I need to like post that one. I love
that. I may have to add that to my book.
Yeah, please do. It's not my quote, so feel free. I don't know who
said it again. Say it again.
It's everything good is on the other side of fear.
Everything good's on the other
We'll have to Google it and see who.
Yes, Google it. I looked it up and there's like 10 people it's attributed to, but just pick the best one.
Yeah. Truly.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome. Yes, guys, connect.
Let's meet.
What was that?
If you're ever in Raleigh, let's meet up.
Yes, my son is looking
for something.
NC State. He's applying for NC State this
Love
year.
it. Go Pack.
I know. We'll see how it goes. All right, ladies. Awesome. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yes, thank you too, Sarah.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
See y'all.